You ever get that feeling like something's watching you, but when you turn around, there's nothing there? Yeah, that's how this whole thing started. My name's Derek. I'm 32, work IT for a company nobody's ever heard of, and up until 3 weeks ago, I thought the scariest thing in my life was my credit card bill. I was wrong. Dead wrong. It was a Tuesday night, late, like 11:45 p.m. late. I'd just gotten off a double shift because some genius decided to delete half the server files. And guess who had to fix it? Me. I was exhausted, starving, and all I wanted was to get home, crack open a beer, and pass out on the couch. I took my usual route, Highway 9, then cut through the old industrial district. Nobody goes that way anymore. All the factories shut down back in the 90s, and now it's just empty lots, rusted gates, and buildings that look like they're one strong wind away from collapsing. But it's faster. And I was tired. I was cruising through, windows down, listening to some podcast about true crime, ironic, right? When I saw it. My car. I'm not talking about a car that looked like mine. I'm talking about my car. Same make, same model, same color, same dent on the back bumper from when I backed into a pole at Walmart last year, and it was parked inside an abandoned lot. I slammed on the brakes so hard my seatbelt locked up and nearly choked me. My heart was pounding like a drum solo. I sat there in the middle of the road, staring at this thing, trying to make sense of it. Because here's the thing, I was in my car. So how the hell was my car also over there? I pulled over to the side of the road, hands shaking, and turned off the engine. The silence hit me like a brick. No cars, no people. Just me and the hum of the streetlights buzzing overhead. I got out. The air was thick, heavy, like it was pressing down on me. The lot was surrounded by a chain-link fence with a busted gate hanging half open. Beyond it, I could see my car sitting in the middle of the cracked pavement. Headlights off, just waiting. I pulled out my phone and turned on the flashlight. My hands were still shaking. I stepped through the gate. The closer I got, the worse I felt. It was like walking through water. Every step took more effort than the last. My chest felt tight. My skin was crawling. And then I was standing right next to it. It was identical. Down to the air freshener, hanging from the rearview mirror. Down to the coffee stain on the passenger seat. Down to the crack in the windshield I'd been meaning to get fixed for 3 months. I walked around to the driver's side and looked in. Empty, but the keys were in the ignition, and the radio was on. Static, crackling, loud. I reached for the door handle, and that's when I heard it. Footsteps behind me. I spun around, heart in my throat, flashlight cutting through the dark. Nothing. Just shadows and broken concrete. But I heard them. I know I did. I backed away from the car, breathing hard, and that's when I noticed something else. Tire tracks. Fresh ones. Leading into the lot, but none leading out. I didn't sleep that night. I went home, locked every door, every window, and sat on my couch with a baseball bat across my lap, staring at the wall like a paranoid lunatic. By the time the sun came up, I'd convinced myself it was some kind of prank. Maybe somebody cloned my plates. Maybe it was a coincidence. Maybe I was just losing my mind, but I couldn't shake it. So the next day, I went back. Daylight didn't make it any better. If anything, it made it worse. The lot looked even more desolate in the sun-cracked pavement. Weeds growing through the cracks, rusted-out machinery scattered around like a junkyard. And sitting in the middle of it all, like some kind of cursed monument, was the car. Still there. Still identical. I walked up to it again, slower this time, taking everything in. I checked the license plate. Same as mine. I checked the VIN number on the dashboard. Same. I opened the door unlocked, just like before, and sat in the driver's seat. It even smelled like my car. That weird mix of old fast food, cheap cologne, and the faint stink of gasoline I could never get rid of. I turned the key. The engine started. Smooth, clean, like it had been driven yesterday. And then I saw it. On the passenger seat. A receipt. I picked it up, hands shaking, and read it. It was from a gas station. Dated 2 days ago. The same gas station I'd stopped at on my way home from work. But I didn't remember buying anything. I flipped it over. On the back, written in shaky handwriting, "Turn around." I froze. My blood turned to ice. I slowly lifted my head and looked in the rearview mirror. Someone was standing behind the car. Just standing there, staring at me. I screamed, threw open the door, and bolted. I didn't look back. I didn't stop running until I was back on the main road. Lungs burning, legs shaking, tears streaming down my face. When I finally looked back, the figure was gone. But the car was still there. I called the cops. Big mistake. They thought I was crazy. Told me to stop wasting their time. One of them even laughed and said, "Maybe you got a twin, buddy." Yeah, real funny. So I did what any desperate, terrified person would do. I started digging. I pulled up the history on the lot. Turns out, it used to be a car manufacturing plant back in the 80s. Shut down after a massive fire killed 12 workers. The place had been abandoned ever since. No one wanted to touch it. Bad vibes, people said. Cursed land. Great. Then I found something else. A news article from 2003. Local man found dead in abandoned lot, cause of death unknown. The picture showed a man slumped over the steering wheel of a car. The article didn't give many details, but one thing stood out. The car was the same make and model as mine. And the man's name? Derek. Derek Holloway. My name's Derek Holloway. I almost threw up. I kept digging, found his obituary. No family listed. No cause of death. Just a short paragraph saying he was found in his car, unresponsive, in the same lot I'd been visiting. And then I found the kicker. A photo from his funeral. He looked exactly like me. I should have stopped. I should have packed my bags, moved to another state, changed my name, and never looked back. But I couldn't. I had to know. So I went back to the lot. One more time. Late at night. Alone. Stupid, I know. But I had to see. The car was still there. Waiting. I walked up to it. Slower this time. Every step feeling heavier than the last. I opened the door. Sat down. Closed my eyes. And I waited. I don't know how long I sat there. Could have been minutes. Could have been hours. But then I felt it. A hand. On my shoulder. Cold. Tight. I opened my eyes and looked in the rearview mirror. He was there. Sitting in the back seat. Derek. The other Derek. He looked exactly like me. Same face. Same clothes. Same everything. Except his eyes. They were hollow. Empty. Like staring into a void. He leaned forward, close enough that I could feel his breath on my neck. And he whispered, "You shouldn't have come back." I tried to scream, tried to move. But I couldn't. My body was frozen, paralyzed. He leaned closer. "You don't remember, do you?" He said. His voice was mine. Exact same tone, same cadence. What ... What are you talking about?" I choked out. He smiled. A slow, twisted smile. "The accident." My stomach dropped. "What accident?" "The one that killed you. The world spun. You died here, Eric, 3 weeks ago. You ran off the road. Crashed into this lot. Bled out in the driver's seat." "No," I whispered. "No, that's not. You've been driving around in a memory. A ghost. A loop. And every night you come back here. Because this is where you died." I looked down at my hands. They were pale, translucent. I looked in the rearview mirror. I had no reflection. No, I said again, shaking my head. No, no, no. You're already dead, Derek. And then he reached forward and pulled me into the back seat. Epilogue: they found my car 2 days later, abandoned in the lot, engine still running. No sign of a driver, just a receipt on the passenger seat. On the back, written in shaky handwriting, "Turn around. And if you ever find yourself driving through an abandoned industrial district late at night, and you see your own car parked in an empty lot, whatever you do, don't get out, because once you do, you're not leaving."